Hello and welcome back to Localeer Business Services. Today we're going to talk about the Bootstrapper's Guide to Starting a New Business. When you are starting a business on a shoestring, as a bootstrapper does, you want to be very cognizant of the constraints that are present in your business. These will generally be financial constraints, personnel constraints, and reach or public knowledge about your business. So there are quite a few ways that you can make sure that you maximize your ability to get your business off the ground, get cash flow coming in, and build a reputation for yourself that use free or nearly free resources to augment your skills that you already have so you can start a successful business right away. So let's get into the guide and rule number 1. That is to sell what you know. A bootstrap business, as we say, has to operate with a real feel for the constraints. But if you are a person who has expertise in a particular area that you can turn into a product or service, you are well ahead of the game and can position yourself very well to begin to get customers and to get revenue flowing into your door as quickly as possible. What that means is you're leveraging your current skills to build a new business. When you have a business that you start in a niche where you already have expertise, you have a lot of advantages, not the least of which is that you have faith in your ability to deliver. Also, because you know the confines of the business, you know what kind of thing that you're going to be offering, and also you know generally who the other players are. At the start of the business, you can rely on your own judgment. That means you can make business decisions and have confidence that you know what is a profitable niche to go into, who are good clients or customers to try and approach, and how you can expect a cash flow to start off, which makes it much more pleasant to get your business off the ground when you don't have to worry about trying to learn everything about a new particular kind of business. Second, you want to be a Scrooge up to a point, not Scrooge McDuck, especially Scrooge McDuck in his later years when he was much more of a philanthropist and quite a bit more free with his money than he was at the beginning. Now, this is not to say to be terrible to employees or contractors who work for you, but it does mean that you need to be very aware of your cash flow, your obligations in your accounts payable, and be really careful about managing your money. Because bootstrappers have to watch their cash flow very, very carefully. When you have a new business, you have a lot of money going out the door generally before you can get paid on any invoices. So if you keep that to a minimum, try and avoid big purchases, then you can make sure that you're getting a good return on things that do get your cash, that will immediately help you either get customers, finish a product, or get invoices out the door. Third, you want to be sure and spread the word. This is so much easier than it has been in the past with the advent of social media and lots of ways that you can inexpensively get people who would be likely customers interested in your product. That means talking to everyone who will listen about what you're doing and let them know how they can help your fledgling enterprise. That might be if they're interested in being a customer. That might be if they can give you a referral. If you are setting up your website and you don't have much content for it yet, it can also be useful to have people who know about you and your work ethic to give you a testimonial. You can ask people who are familiar with the way you do things, even if it's on a personal level, to give you a testimonial about the kinds of business traits and stick-to-itiveness that are useful in the business that you're starting, even if they don't have experience with you in your new enterprise. Often, also, people are very willing to help a new entrepreneur get ready for the challenges of a startup, and this can often be obtained at a low or free price so that you can save your money for things that you can't get without expenses. Also, be sure and ask for referrals for potential customers, because even if people that you approach are not interested in your business at that particular time, they certainly might know other people who could use your services. Then fourth, you want to exploit free avenues to get your name out into the public as much as possible. And social media, be it Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, any of those other social media sites, is an excellent place to start. You want to be able to reach potential customers, talent that you might want to get on your team, and advisors when you need help for a particular area of inquiry. And you can do that more quickly than it was possible to ever do before. So if you get to work, spend a day, or at least a portion of every day, finding the people, groups, and influencers who you need to know and who should look at your product or service, you will be able to build upon an interest and introductions to your products. That's very important, because it doesn't matter how good your product is if nobody knows it exists. So if you can get exposure for your product, and you can use social media to do it with not much more than your own personal effort, you can do a great job of getting your product out in front of people who are either interested in becoming an evangelist for it or interested in becoming your customer or client. When you do get a new customer, you want to make sure that you're very clear about what the confines are of what you're providing, and also when you're going to get paid. Many business problems can get solved with cash flow. So when you're starting a business, especially if you're not selling a physical product, but you're selling consulting or freelancing work, then you want to make sure that everyone is clear about deliverables, milestones, and payment obligations. If you are using this business to support yourself, you just have to have cash flow to maintain your business and meet your living expenses. Make sure that you're clear with your vendors about when they need to get paid, and your customers when you need to get paid, so that you don't have a disagreement or conflict later on about what the payment deadlines are and the terms of payment. Finally, a lot of people have credit cards that they are willing to use to finance a startup. You want to be very sure that you can get ahead of the interest rate payments if you're ever going to use a credit card to pay for things, because credit card rates are really high, and they can catch up with you and run over you like a huge wave if you're not careful. Credit card debt is very expensive, and it's difficult to pay down when you have money going out and no new business coming in yet. So that is a sinkhole that you can fall into very easily. You want to be very careful that you are using credit cards only as a last resort, that if things don't go well, you lose a client, somebody doesn't pay on time, that you have some alternative way of making sure that you pay those bills. Now, I know we all have heard many stories about successful founders who started by maxing out their credit cards to get started, but there are many more founders out there who are buried under the bills that their credit cards created. So keep that in mind. If you can do work where you can get some cash flow paying clients in the door, even if it's ancillary to your primary product, that can do a lot to cushion development costs and other startup costs that you have, as well as make sure that you have the confidence and security of knowing that you have a way to get bills paid while you're getting your primary product ready for market. And then lastly, but certainly not least, is you want to always be doing the hustle. You want to make sure that people know where you are, that who you are, and how you get things done for them. When your business is young, especially if you are the only person who is working on that business on a day-to-day basis, you are far and away the best and most passionate evangelist for your new startup. So get out there, work to attract clients, let them know that you're interested in them, that you are going to put them first, that you're hungry to work for them. If you need to sign up people to work for you, again, let them know the same way, that you have a great idea, that you are up and coming, and that they don't want to lose out on either working for you or becoming an advisor to your business. Now, the excitement of a new idea is very contagious. And if you are excited about your idea, if you have faith in what you have designed will work very well, that will rub off on the people that you share it with. Additionally, when you do all this work yourself, you are building equity in your own business without having to pay off a percentage of either the billings that you receive or the equity that you have in your business. So you can get your business off the ground and maintain a larger portion of it than you would have if you took on initial investors. If you just are able to get the word out, and do most of the heavy lifting and the first lifting all by yourself. If you have any other questions, we're happy to talk with you about business strategy, ideas, and how to help young businesses thrive and prosper in today's environment. You can look at us online at biz.localeer.co or give us a call at 888-978-4435. Thanks and good luck.